So hi guys, this is Mr. Me. I'm here with Nina from the Old Spaghetti Factory. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about her company.
Yeah, so my name is Nina. I'm the general manager of the Old Spaghetti Factory. I have worked for Spaghetti Factory for almost 6 years this October. And we are a family-owned private corporation that's been around for over 52 years, and we do spaghetti. So birthday celebrations, Grandma's 88th, that's our bread and butter, and that's what we'll do most every day on that end.
Can you tell me a little bit about the entry-level jobs that you're currently recruiting for, or full-time, part-time?
Yeah, so I would say you have the ability to choose your own schedule. So I can do part-time, I can do full-time. My only requirement for working at the Spaghetti Factory is that out of the 6 shifts that we have for the weekend, so think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and AM and PM shift, I require 5 out of 6 to be able to work for us. On that end, I am hiring for hosts, bussers, and then multiple kitchen positions, dishwasher, maintenance, spaghetti cook, appetizer, a little bit of everything on there. On that point, gearing up for the summer. If you're over 18 and have had some serving experience, and I would love to talk about serving, but that's something that you definitely do have to be 18 and over to do, so you can serve alcohol on that point.
And every other job is at 16 and up. Are there any other requirements that you're looking for?
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any, is there any experience that you're specifically looking for students? I'm actually gonna let one more in and then, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything specific for any students on that end. I'm looking for kids who want to be here, who are going to show up, who have attendance records, who are going to be responsible and committed to being here on time is really what I'm looking for. I can train everything else. I just can't change attitudes. So as long as you're willing to be here and be ready to roll with everything that comes our way, then that's what I'm really looking for. So if you've been part of any clubs or any organizations, if you've babysat for your mom after school, if you've done any of that, like that's experience. So don't cut it short by any means, and just like tell me what you're doing there. But most of everyone who I hire who's like 16 and a little bit 17-year-olds is probably their first job. So you're not the only one, and there'll be a ton of other people around you that are also having their first job experience right along with you.
What are the salary ranges for some of your entry-level positions?
Yeah, so it's an hourly position for all of my positions. So my hosts make $13.50 an hour, and then my busters, it's a tip position, meaning you will make $9.30 an hour. Then whatever else how well you help a server is how much they'll pay to be at the end of the night. So if you go above and beyond, the server will go above and beyond. If you do the bare minimum, the server will give you a bare minimum amount of tip. And then for my kitchen, they start at $13.50 to $14.25, depending on the position that you're being hired for on that end.
Do you offer any benefits to your employees, including any like chances to train for like higher positions or things like tuition reimbursement if students are looking to expand their education?
Yeah, so tuition reimbursements are given based on a seniority level and how long you've worked for the company. So they're always available in part of conversation, but I have personally not seen a lot of them on that point. And then for benefit-wise, anyone who works for 32 hours over a period of time, which is normally 12 months for the company, is always eligible for our health benefits on that point. And then if you have worked a year in service for the company, you are eligible for our 401k, and that's for everyone. So you see the same 401k matching that I get as a general manager on that point. Cool. Anything for the question? For part-time busing or job. Yes, so for the summer, we're definitely going to need a lot of people in the building just because like it's going to be a full throttle ahead. But once fall starts, we always will change your schedule and availability to make sure it fits best with your school schedule on that point. The only thing that I asked for you to really look at is if you're into fall sports kind of thing. I've had a lot of volleyball players that just obviously doing volleyball and doing school and working is a lot for your schedule, and you're allowed to not choose to do everything at once on that point.
What is your application process for students who are interested in applying?
Yeah, you can go to osf.com and then just apply online, or you're welcome to stop by in the building between 2 and 4 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, fill an application, and a manager will interview you right away at that point and get you going on that front.
Awesome. For students who might be looking at a couple different part-time job options or wanting to go full-time into the restaurant industry, why should they choose to work with your company specifically?
I think the beauty of the Spaghetti Factory is that we're a family-owned business. I mean, during this whole COVID situation, my executives were very much like on the board with me, and they were really honest about what was happening, which led to the same transparency to my staff at that point, right? No one was just like left around not knowing what was happening on that end. We're also a nice combination of big and small all at once. I have a corporate office, meaning your payroll, health benefits, all that kind of stuff. I have someone that does that for us, so I'm not answering questions that I'm probably not qualified for on that end. But at the same time, I had 2 hosts last week. They're like, Nina, we just got invited to prom. And I was like, cool. So let's work around it. Let's make sure we get you to go to prom because you haven't had any like real normal traditional high school experiences and you're a senior, like let's do that for you, right? So I think it gives us a duality that you really can't find other places. And sometimes I feel like you work for really big companies and you don't know who they are. But here they like literally are in my kitchen all the time. Or I just talked to our district manager today in person because he lives in Southern Denver and he just stopped on by, right? So my president of the company was here last week because he was looking at another location. So and is a Littleton native. So like again, it's really nice to like see them as people versus like these names that you never see faces about. And I think for us too, like we do, I mean, like simple things like I'll write your schedule 3 weeks in advance. Everyone knows what's working basically until May here for right now. So we want you to have plans and able to do things and etc. You're not meant to live in this building. That's 100% acceptable. But I also want to make sure that you know when you are supposed to be here, and I know that you can have your vacation or your parents have bought tickets for something or et cetera, that we can get that covered and make sure that happens for both ends on that end.
Right, so those are kind of my questions. Students, do you have any questions or anything you want to ask Nina about specifically?
I would like to give a little bit of summary of what each position is, just so like you have a better idea. So my host and my bussers are my friend of the house position. In this building, you host and you bus is one position on that point. So you will host and you'll bus. My hosts are very much like people. They have to be really good at enunciating, very clear at listening. We have a lot of elderly folks, so they can't hear to begin with, and add masks, they really can't hear. So you have to be really good at trying to like understand what they're saying on that end. My hosts are very much like a referee to the rest of the building. They will determine how fast someone gets sat, what's going on. So we enforce a lot of our COVID rules through our hosts just because of the first people that see them. So reminding people to wear masks. We don't see more than 10 people to one table. So is everyone here? Are there more than 10 people? On that front is what my hosts really do. So if you are an organizer, a highlighter, a sticky note lover, you're gonna love hostessing on that point. It's very much that thing. I would just say to my type A's over there that you have to be okay with all of those plans that you just made going up in flames because we're organizing humans, not things. And sometimes they just don't do what we think that they're gonna do on that end. So you have to be really, really flexible on that point. And then for my busing, it's very much a repetitive motion. It's a very physical job. You're carrying heavy bus tubs, you're cleaning out trays, you're doing all those kind of things. So you have to be detail oriented and quick on your feet. I'm not gonna lie, my servers are a little petty if they want to be. So you have to truly be there and hold your own on that point. And be able to be like, I helped you XYZ, like I need you to be there, and they'll respect that and always respect you back on that point on that end. And then for my dishwashing positions, I would say you can't be claustrophobic. It's not that it's a very small space, it's just that that's a lot of people by you. So you have to be okay with that. It's definitely sensory overload. There's gonna be a lot of noises, a lot of things around, a lot of just a lot happening on that end. You will stick your hand through a wet bread. All of us do it. It's not just you. It does feel horrible. You're gonna survive, I promise. It's hot, it's sticky. You are gonna see every dish that comes through this building, and we have 3-course meal concept. So you get super salad, entree, and a scoop of ice cream, all for one price. So every guest that comes in at least gives 3 sets of dishes that we have to wash. It is my most important position in this whole building. I will tell everyone that I don't need servers. I don't really need bartenders, but if I don't have any dishwashers and I can't sell any dishes on that end, I will be right there with you on a Saturday night if I have to help out and make sure we're all getting set up. But it is like a very hot, sticky, wet. I have like dish shoes because they get so wet in the dish room on that end. So that's what I would say for dishwashing. I'm looking also for a pantry position in the kitchen, and my pantry position makes all the salads that come with your meals. On that end, again, sensory overload, being able to balance the server's wants with their needs on that end. And that is also repetitive motions. You're just like, the salad's already there, you're just putting things together. You're also going to scoop ice cream as a pantry position on that point. And then that's like pantry in a nutshell. So those are the two positions I would say I'm definitely looking forward the most, and that I feel like you folks might be the best qualified for on that end. But there's always a ton of room for growth. The favorite store in the company is our current VP of food and beverage, started as a dishwasher in Denver. So there really is a lot of opportunity to grow and see things and be able to see what else comes your way here.
I just had a question in the chat about which job do you think would be the best for someone who's never had a job before? So very
I think both are great at starting. It's really your personality. So if you are someone that likes to be social and like hang out with people and do things, then I think host busing may be a great opportunity for you. If you're a little introverted and like being more on your own, then maybe dishwashing might be best for you. If you're a combo of the both, then I would say pantry might be the best spot for you too. It's really wherever you want to be on that. And that is the beauty of how big we are, is that we have so many places for you to try out and see what's happening best on that end.
With school ending and all, would you be able to get full-time hours?
Yeah, I would say, I never say full-time, yes, because like life, but I would say that you would have a really high chance of getting at least 39, 38 hours at that point on that one. And that will always be available for you.
And then with school going on, how many hours would we get?
That's dependent on you. So how many hours you want will be dependent on how much you can do. I always talk to my high school kids about truly looking at how much their homework load is. Do you need to have 2-3 days off versus 2 days off? Do you need to see what's going on? Are there other things going on? Because school should always come first. But that's your call. So how many hours you want is how many hours we'll do on that end.
Okay, how late are you guys open, and how late, like I'm 16, how late would I be able to work?
So Colorado doesn't have any official laws for you to stay here because you just can't work past midnight, and we never are here that late, so you should be pretty good. On that end, we close at 9:30 Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday through Thursday we close at 9 o'clock. We open at 11:30, and my earliest shift for my host bussers or my kitchen is 10:45 or 9:30, depending on what you are.
Okay, and how would I get a like an interview or like?
Yeah, so you're just gonna come on in, either come into the restaurant Monday through Thursday, 2 to 4 o'clock, or fill out an online application. If you fill in an application, I'm still gonna ask you to come in between 2 and 4 o'clock, so maybe just like a faster way to get here, but either or it works for us as well.
Okay, so I can just come in and you guys will interview?
Yes, come in, fill out an application, just check in with the host stand, and then tell them that you're here for an interview, and then they'll give you an application. Once you're done filling out the application, they'll grab one of us, and we'll get you going.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that all? Is that all?
Yeah, if you feel like you got what you need, you are all set to go. Thanks for coming. See ya.
Thanks.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to add? I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think we did too. Yeah, just come on by 2 to 4 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, ask the host stand for an application, and they'll love to give one to you, and we'll get you going on that front.